So for anyone out there who is driving on the delivery apps and actually driving for Uber Eats, you might ask yourself, what the hell are they doing in a couple of different instances? So I'm going to talk to you about a few ride orders that came through that I've seen, as well as some of the stuff that they're trying to pull when it comes to not delivering to certain areas because of something that an order has passed in terms of how they can conduct their business. So that's what we're talking about right now. Hey everybody, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's updates to what's going on, news, tips and tricks for passenger drivers, or what happens on real rideshare rides, start now by hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. So if you drive for Uber or you deliver with Uber Eats, you know that the algorithm is king when it comes to distributing what rides drivers are going to take and what deliveries that the Uber Eats delivery people will take as well. And every once in a while, you see some really bizarre things if you've been driving and delivering with Uber for a little bit of while now. And these are a couple of screenshots that I came across that are exactly that when it comes to Uber Eats, and that is, what are they thinking and how would that make sense for anybody to take that in that exact situation, especially when it comes to time and the amount of money that you might be making for that order. They're usually probably going to get passed along, but some people may take them if they see that. Now, these people that shared this, they probably didn't take that because they were making a joke at how crazy or insane something like this would be. So the first order you see, this is actually coming from the Oakland area, and you can see that you'd be getting $3.80 for a 23-minute total expected time frame for this delivery. So again, this is something that just seems absolutely ridiculous. Like, why would you take a 23-minute order that will only pay out $3.80? That one's not going to be taken. And now let's go to the second screenshot, and this is pretty crazy. This is coming out of West Chicago, a little bit west of the city, and it is coming in where you see a delivery for $10.54 for a total of 61 minutes for this expected one. And again, sometimes you see these things come across Facebook pages, or you might see them come across Reddit or wherever it might come from. And something like this really makes you scratch your head and go like, why would you even be sending me this ride or this delivery in any case? And it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, there's some issues with the algorithm, but here's the thing. When it comes down to it, Uber doesn't care. They're going to spit it out wherever it can go. And if somebody is going to take it, they don't care how far away they are, and they don't care about the price either when it comes to paying their drivers. All they care about is collecting the money from that delivery or from that ride. And that's why they're giving out those crappy orders and rides. So now let's go back to the other side of the bay where that first screenshot was taken from Oakland and go into San Francisco. And something that Uber Eats is now doing when it comes to San Francisco is making headlines. And that is Uber Eats is stopping delivery to Treasure Island, sparking public outrage and criticism from San Francisco's supervisor. And this article is coming from SFist or San Francisco Ist. I don't really know what it is, but link will be in the description below if you want to read this article more in full, but it is pretty crazy what is going on. San Francisco put in place an emergency order on April 9th that capped fees food delivery apps could charge restaurants at 15% to help support local eateries. And this is just around the same time that a lawsuit started when it came to Uber Eats, Grubhub, Postmates, and DoorDash, where restaurant owners are getting together and suing these companies because of the exorbitant amount of fees that are placed on a restaurant. So San Francisco did a little bit different where they're putting an order in to cap at 15%. And Uber Eats specifically was swift to warn of the less than savory outcomes that may come as a result. So Treasure Island, with half of its population sitting below the poverty line, will no longer be served by the Uber-operated company. So it says it's a certain kind of capitalistic malice to strip a historically low-income population of what's now an essential service. Over the past few weeks, the notion around app-enabled food delivery has evolved from something of a novel convenience to a newfound necessity, particularly those with disabilities or who live in food deserts. Uber Eats, valued north of $1.4 billion, engaged in such a malevolent act yesterday when they announced, due to the later mentioned order, they'll no longer serve Treasure Island residents, implying that they can't afford to do it. So I'm going to read that real quick from Matt Haney, because that's pretty interesting. But it says, because of San Francisco's new regulations, we can't deliver to you. An email sent out to customers yesterday reads, the order limits our ability to cover operational costs. Unfortunately, this means we cannot continue serving customers in Treasure Island. And that is really unfortunate, especially for an area that is going to have elderly, disabled, and people who just need to have their food delivered to them. So going back to what Matt Haney said, he said, this is despicable, outrageous behavior from Uber Eats. They are now saying that they can no longer deliver to Treasure Island residents because of new regulations capping commissions. So they are retaliating against San Francisco by punishing one of our most low-income, isolated communities. And this is the email that Uber Eats had sent out to its customers, and it says, on Friday, April 10th, City Hall introduced an emergency order changing the way food delivery platforms like Uber Eats work in San Francisco. The order limits our ability to cover operational costs, so we have had to revise the areas Uber Eats can deliver to in the city. Unfortunately, this means we cannot continue serving customers in Treasure Island. The mayor's emergency order limits the commissions we charge restaurants for access to our platform and delivery services. Now, the San Francisco Board of Supervisors is proposing to make this permanent law. Email your supervisor to make your voice heard and tell them to oppose the law, which prevents us from bringing your favorite food to your doorstep. Wow. Now, Uber has been screwing its drivers and its delivery drivers for quite some time. Then when Uber Eats started coming around, they're starting to screw restaurant owners because they were charging high capped fees and making sure that these restaurants had to charge the same exact price as they would as for dining customers. And now they are screwing its own paying force, which means all of the customers are now getting screwed. Good job, Uber. Real smart. Now, this is just another failure in a long line of failures of how Uber operates, how it treats its drivers, its restaurant partners, and even now its customers, and how it doesn't even care about its reputation. Now, comment below, let me know what your thoughts are when it comes to what's going on in San Francisco, how they are stopping service to a particular area because of retaliation of this capping of the fee, and then also comment what your thoughts are when it comes to the screenshots. Let me know, love to hear it. That's the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, your delivery drivers, and your shoppers. We'll see you next time.